spouse and mom, to her 2-year-old son, Aiden, and Labradoodle, Frankenstein. As Senior Executive Director, she leads a team of 1,500 stylists and has been with Color Street for 18 months. She never wears matching socks and is a Grey's Anatomy and Gossip Girl fan. Please welcome to the stage, Ariella Hendershaw.
I grew up in the spotlight from the age of 3. I always knew that I wanted to be a singer. My dreams became a reality when I signed my first recording contract at the age of 12 and my second at the age of 15 with J Records. Life was fun, life was great. I moved to New York, I performed at all different venues, I met a lot of famous people, I signed autographs. What kid wouldn't want that kind of life, right? But the music industry changed, and so did my passion. I wanted out. I wanted friends, and I wanted my family nearby. I wanted to go to a real high school and date boys. And I nervously called my dad one day, and I told him that I wanted to come home. And that was a really scary thing for me. I remember getting off the plane and into my dad's car. He hugged me and said, "Welcome home. Now what?" And I thought, well, I could go for a cheeseburger and fries. Let's go do that. But no, I knew that's not what he was talking about. Without hesitation, I said, I want to go to beauty school. Record scratch. What? You could do anything that you want. Why beauty school? But I was registered and I started within a few days. Throughout the next few years, I worked as a nail tech and I loved it. I was artsy, creative, I was good. I built a huge clientele, and at that point, my parents opened a day spa in South Florida, and that's where I worked. I was home, I was with my family, I was happy, and all was good, until it wasn't. 12 years of doing nails, and something felt really, really off. My body just hurt. I ached all the time. The left side of my body would go completely numb. And so I knew something was wrong. A long visit to the ER and being admitted to the hospital left me with a diagnosis of thoracic outlet syndrome and spina bifida. I was born with them, had no idea. The pain, unfortunately, wouldn't get any better, and my days at the salon were over. I was devastated. Silly, right? I painted nails for a living. But no, it was more than that. I was gonna lose my clientele that I saw every week or every 2 weeks. I was gonna lose relationships with people who I saw religiously. I was mindlessly scrolling on Facebook one evening when I came across a post for a company hiring entry-level recruiters for the financial industry. I was intrigued. I went for an interview and I got the job. Look out, corporate America, Ariella's got her sassy pants on. I was a recruiter and I was ready to rock the job. My first year in, and I was named the #1 recruiter in the entire nation. What was I awarded? A $600 raise. No, I knew I was good, and I knew I wanted more. With a year experience, I applied at other companies, and a month later, you were looking at Ariella, Director of Recruiting for a clinical research company. Another year went by, and that title changed to Ariella, Director of Business Development. This title brought in over 6 figures annually. I was really excited. And then I met a boy. Not just any boy, he had tattoos. And he was hot. There was something about him. He was in the Air Force, he was a pilot, he was smart. I have to boast about him a little bit because he's the one that told me to go and take the opportunity. But then it hit me like a ton of bricks. If we were gonna be together, I would never, ever be in Florida again. I would have to move with him every few years. I uprooted my entire life. I left my family, my friends, my amazing career. I even left my cat. And I moved to North Carolina to be with this boy. And I'm glad that I did that because this boy became my husband, my rock, my everything. We found out that my husband would be deploying at the end of 2017. Cool, we've got this. We've done long distance, we can handle deployment. And then I found out I was pregnant. We wanted a baby, and all of that was amazing. We found out we were expecting, and we were really excited. James was supposed to deploy the week that I was due with our baby boy. It wasn't until a few weeks before that we found out that James would be staying with us for 3 months and then leaving for his deployment. I was terrified. I was alone, I was not at home with my family and friends, and I was having a baby. My husband was leaving to go to war, and I was alone. Aiden was born, and that should have been the happiest day of my life. It wasn't. I cried, and I cried a lot. I wasn't head over heels. I was very scared. I don't remember much. What I do remember is my husband going to work one morning and I was crying on the couch holding this helpless little baby. He was crying, I was crying. I couldn't do this. I didn't want to be there. I called my neighbor to come over to hold my son while I slept. I remember going upstairs. I remember feeling helpless. I didn't want to be there anymore. I lost complete purpose of my life. All I did was feed and change my child. I remember taking out the bottle of pills. I remember opening that bottle. I remember looking at the pills. Me taking these pills was going to end the pain and all of my fear. And then I remember nothing. I woke up a few hours later to my husband playing with my hair. I was frantic. What happened? Am I alive? No, I'm alive. How am I alive? He hugged me, and I cried. How could I even thought of doing what I did? My child, my husband, and everything that I dreamed of. I had everything. I was alive. But I got help, and here I am sharing my story. I've actually never talked about this out loud. My husband deployed when Aiden was 2.5 months old. Postpartum is no joke, but I was getting the help that I needed, and I was in love with my little boy, finally. I was still down though. I felt like I had no purpose other than keeping my child alive. Nothing excited me anymore. A Facebook friend messaged me and asked me if she could send me a color street sample. No explanation of what it was, but I said, sure, a color street sample sounds like fun. The next day, she posted on her Facebook wall that she and her boys had the flu. Okay, here I am, a mama with major postpartum depression, and I'm a huge germaphobe. If anybody flew with me today, you know that I'm a germaphobe. Trying to keep my child healthy? Nope. The following day, I received that sample of I don't know what, and I threw it away. No, I was not bringing the flu into my house. And that was that. No follow-up, no, hey girl, how'd you like your sample? No, nothing. 4 months later, I see a post from a friend of a friend, and I'm intrigued. Sparkly nails? Cool. I really like sparkly rose gold nails. I need this. I messaged Marissa Cohen and requested a sample of the color straight stuff without the flu germs. So here's the scoop with Marissa, right front and center. She's amazing, and I've watched her journey for years. We've actually never met in person until the Color Straight cruise. But somehow we were friends on Facebook. About 4 years ago, I received a message from her, and I'm so sorry that I'm calling you out right now. Hey, Ariella. Wow, love that profile pic of you. You are so gorgeous. When I see your face, I think, wow, you could totally rock this biz with me. It's so fun and easy, and you have so many friends. You would do amazing. Did I reply? No. Ghosted. However, I watched her journey. I watched her become a top leader in her previous company. I was inspired, but her company just wasn't for me. I received my non-flu sample a few days later and immediately went live on Facebook during my application. It reminded me of a product that I wore years ago called Salon Effects. And if you know what I'm talking about, it was amazing. It brought back memories of the spa days, and I knew right then and there that I was hooked. I wasn't an easy sell though. I had to talk to my husband, who initially said, those types of companies just don't work, but if you want the kit for your birthday, go ahead and try it out. Challenge accepted. Marissa gave me a few goals, and one by one I crushed them. I remember calling my husband after Marissa gave me the goal of selling 300 in my first 7 days. And he goes, "Oh, so that's not gonna happen, right?" Wrong, it happened in 3 days. Every jumpstart, nailed them. My first month, I hit senior stylist. Month 2, I double promoted and hit director. And by month 6, I was an executive.
Woo! Woo!
I walked the stage at the 2019 Color Your World Conference as a senior executive director.
Woo!
Colors gave me a new purpose. I was excited again. Being a wife and a mommy is amazing, and I wouldn't change it for the whole world. But I needed more, and I found my passion. My friends say that when I talk about Color Street and my team, my face lights up. And the truth is, it does. I feel giddy and excited sharing all the amazingness that is Color Street, which leads me to enrolling. I share my story, the real, the raw truth of what life was. But I also share what my life is now. I'm an open book, and I talk to everybody. I talk about my days as an underpaid recruiter. I talk about my current financial blessing. I share way too many photos of my family, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen videos of my dog Frankenstein getting into the refrigerator or into the garbage. People want to see you succeed, and they want to watch you, but they also want to be a part of your journey. When you reach out to your fans, per se, and ask them to join your journey, a lot of the times they feel excited and special. They feel included, that you want them on your journey with you. So do just that. Invite people to come on your journey. I want to say thank you to Mr. Park for never giving up on his vision and dreams. And thank you for giving me back my sparkle. And thank you to Marissa for not sending me the flu-infested sample. And I'm just gonna leave you with this quote that I basically live by now, and it's, "What the caterpillar calls the end of the world, the master calls a butterfly." Thank you.